What were you trying to put it in? Her purse?
The Brangelina drama was inescapable in the 2000s. Angelina Jolie was already one of the most beloved actresses in the world at the time, and when it was revealed that she was going to star as Brad Pitt's wife in an upcoming movie, everyone started to ship them together. At that time, Brad Pitt was still married to Jennifer Aniston, but soon cheating rumors started to emerge. While nowadays cheating rumors like this would make people dislike an actor, back then everyone wanted them to be true because they wanted to see their two favorite actors finally dating. All of this happened to the detriment of Jennifer Aniston, who was obviously not pleased about all of these rumors going around about her husband. Unfortunately for her, all of these rumors ended up being true as Brad Pitt divorced her in 2005 and started dating Angelina Jolie. This relationship kept Angelina Jolie on the top for a really long time, a whole 5 years actually, until 2009. The couple ended up adopting 4 children and having 2 of their own. The constant influx of children, the will they won't they about getting married, and the scandalous nature of their relationship is what really cemented them as the hottest topic in celebrity gossip. Talking about hot stuff, 2009 was the year when people really started gooning using Google Images. And that's also when Megan Fox took the #1 spot.
We talked about finding literally the most gorgeous 18-year-old there is out there, which I think we did.
I think we did.
Did you know that Google Images was first created because there was a huge demand for people looking to find a picture of Jennifer Lopez in a revealing dress? Just 9 years later, the next generation of internet users popularized using Google Images the way it was intended, to goon over their favorite celebrity crush. Ever since Megan Fox starred as one of the main roles in...
So Google was popularized because of a need, from a business aspect, because of a need. People wanted, take that with a grain of salt, necessity is. You need to see, but people, because of a want. So Google filled a slot with a service, and that service was wanted because people wanted to see pictures of a woman who was being semi-revealing. Coincidence? YouTube was later being built for something else. But before it was established and released, Janet Jackson had performed at the Super Bowl with the legendary Nip Slip, with JT, Justin Timberlake. And the world was looking for this Nip Slip and couldn't find it. So YouTube, as history repeats, filled the slot with a want and serviced the people with one spot that you can go to when searching for thousands and thousands and hundreds of videos, and they're nowhere to be found. They figured, let's become a search engine for videos all over the world. Isn't that interesting? How does that happen? You know how they say that you'd never do it, you'd never hit that mark again, even if you tried. How did 2 different times? Let's just delve a little deeper. Why not? We're already here. This wasn't planned. I didn't know that that's what happened to Google as a search engine. Let's just delve into the, not sickness, the nature of men and women. To our desire is so strong and so common amongst all of us that everyone was searching for that revealing, whether it was the video for YouTube later on or the picture from Google early on. Sheesh. You wonder why, if you're not a Christian man and you don't adhere to God or any higher being, you wonder why the porn industry does numbers. I'd get into business. If it wasn't for I do adhere as a Christian man. But it's no wonder. It's the closest thing to you can't miss. It's the closest thing to a guarantee. But on a larger scale. Because there's other guarantees. Food. People will always need food. Own a grocery store. Put your money into things in that nature. Haircuts. People will always need and want haircuts. More so want, but they will eventually need haircuts. But a larger scale is the corn industry. It's a dead shot. It's a kill shot. Yeah, I can't blame people. It's wrong. It's done more of a disservice for us than a service. And I speak from a not uneducated, but with no statistics existing. I haven't done research. I don't know if maybe something that we look at as unforgivable, the R word in that area. I don't know if the numbers have gone down over the years. Again, I don't even know if that's even fair to say. How can I say that, right? How can I say have the numbers go as if it didn't exist? The numbers should remain high. That's not what I'm saying, of course. Anybody with a reasonable mind can see where I'm coming from. I'm just saying, from my standpoint, it definitely hasn't done us. It hasn't done us any good. Unless someone would come out of the woodworks with some statistic like that. Oh, since this has happened, what? Young men are happier? I mean, I really can't imagine what you could dish at me. But that being said, the want and the need to have to see. They just have to see. I see it now. People's nudes get released. And I hear people speaking about it. And I'm hearing and I'm listening and I'm like, oh, you seen it. You looked it up. And it kind of throws me, I'm baffled. I'm like, man, how can you care? What makes you care? But I'm in the pool. I'm in the same pool because I've done it. When I was a young man, but man, well, you know what? That's the thing. Like, I have to speak from my perspective, and with my perspective is going to come some dirty laundry that has probably been long washed and sold. It's not for them to wear anymore. They shouldn't have to wear these scars or these memories. But it just happens to be that piece of cloth stuck with me the first time I seen it. So just because it's a hand-me-down to you doesn't mean it's not part of my story in passing. And I remember when Vanessa Hudgens, her nudes were released. I was in night school, of course, right? Got kicked out of school. And I had seen the guys, my fellow peers, I had seen how they would search things up, mostly to play games. But you had some freakazoid young boys in the back, and they weren't too far off. We could see them and they could see us. And they just, early addiction, they couldn't help themselves. They were looking up some wild stuff. They weren't doing nothing, as far as I remember, and from what we could see. We're there. I mean, you would have to be a little dumber than we think, than we would assume you are. But that being said, I had seen how to get on mini clips or, all these websites where we're playing games, bird on a wire, all this nut stuff to kill the time because no one wants to do their work. We're in night school for a reason. We have shown we don't have the capability to behave and conduct ourselves, to be in day school. And I remember I searched it. I went looking and I found it. What was it that made me say, I need to take the risk of getting caught. I need to take the risk of getting them kicked out of even night school and going to Cornell. And so, what was it that made me say, was it in my nature? Was it just the nature of a young man? Pretty young lady? Let's see. I can't do nothing with that picture. Nothing happens after that. I've seen. That's all I can say. just to carry the title of I've seen. People go out their way. People go out their way. And I would say they don't go too far out their way. But I can't say that because Google was created off the back of it. Off the back of the need to be able to say, I seen it. YouTube was created. The floodwaters came crashing in on the back of people being able to say, I seen it. Yeah, I seen that nip slip. Yeah, I seen her dress revealing, her revealing dress. It's kind of nuts.
Performers, she became known as the good-looking, badass IT girl. And if there's anything teenage boys in the late 2000s on the internet liked more than good-looking women, it was good-looking women who were also nerds. Ever since Megan Fox's first appearance in Transformers, she started being typecast as every teenage boy's dream girl. And since this was the late 2000s, she was also really heavily sexualized every single time. Even so, Megan Fox's sole reign on top did not last forever, as in late 2009 that spot became a hotly contended race between Angelina Jolie, Megan Fox, and Kristen Stewart. While the gooning for Megan Fox was definitely huge, nothing on Google can beat teenage girls with unrestricted Wattpad access. Calling Twilight huge in the early 2010s is a complete understatement. While most of its fame came from people adoring the handsome, sparkly vampire Edward, the main character of the series, Bella, played by Kristen Stewart, also ended up becoming mega famous. Even with the huge fame of the Twilight series, Kristen Stewart couldn't really stay on top, and after just a couple years she fell out of the race. In November 2010, a new player took the top spot. Someone who had already been on top for 1 month at a time a few times before this, Emma Watson. Emma Watson became the by far most googled actress every month that a new Harry Potter movie released. She also became a young adult pretty much exactly as people started to look at Google images for their thirsty needs. She personally never encouraged that kind of behavior. While she was a fashion icon as well, she was also a very outspoken activist and feminist, going to multiple rallies and other protests. Still, the internet is pretty shallow, and the reason why in November 2010 her searches spiked up again is because she got a pixie cut. As soon as people heard that, everyone had to go to Google Images to find out. And just like that, she stayed on top for 1 month and then went back down like she did before. But this time it wouldn't stay like that for long, because in 2011 the last part of the Harry Potter movies was finally premiering. Unfortunately or fortunately,
honestly, to a young teen, even Gen Z and so forth, Google is life. Low key, high key, depending on how willing you are to put what you actually search on Front Street. Me, myself, I had no problem. I told everyone, Google it, Google it, Google it, Google it. I did it all the time. It was my go-to. I pulled it out right away. Especially someone like myself. I have 100 questions. And after I get 100 answers, I have about 80 new questions. So I was constantly Googling. Petty stuff. Small things, all the way to important things. Learning on the fly, all the way to prying into people's business, being nosy. Google was life. So I can only imagine today. I went through a mini phase where I was constantly pulling out my phone while watching a movie. Who are these actors and actresses? What other movies have they been in? I'm enjoying them. How long have they been acting? And then my go-to was, how did they get into acting? Because I wanted to figure out, how do these people that are struggling just like me, working jobs just like me, trying in different areas just like me, how do they end up on a big screen? How can I make this happen? I see the casting calls. I go for I try out. I'm sending my photos in. I'm reaching out to. So I would constantly ask, how? But I had to learn Let that go. You need to die to that mentality, because that is the root of comparison. I'm comparing how they do it. Maybe I should do something similar. You will forever, if you're trying to make it in a maze, you will forever be trapped in that maze if you keep making your next move based off the move that the person that just made it out the maze happened to take. Because the person that just made it out the maze might have got lucky, might have had to go that way because they found themselves trapped, might have cheated, might have taken a route that when you get there you're going to find out it's closed up. Regardless, you need to make your own lane, find your own way. There's 1,000 ways to get it. Choose one, create one, define what your blueprint is, and stop comparing and how someone else did it. There's nothing wrong with Googling and finding out and learning, taking notes, but you need to do it whatever's working for you, whatever's bringing you results. Yeah, if you can learn that early, you'll get further quicker. Because there's nothing worse than sitting around constantly comparing. Maybe I should do it the way Johnny Depp did it. No, do it the way you're called to do it.
For her, depending on how you want to look at it, Emma Watson never reached the same heights again after the final Harry Potter movie premiered. That being said, her fame was not fading too quickly as she stayed in the top 15 for many more years afterwards. Right after Emma Watson's Harry Potter fame in 2011, the first big celebrity nudes leak happened and Scarlett Johansson became the most googled actress in the world.
I mean, everything that he's gonna do.
In September 2011, a major celebrity hacking incident occurred. A 35-year-old man from Florida managed to hack into over 50 different celebrities' email accounts by basically guessing their passwords with publicly available data. He then ended up forwarding every single email they would receive to him. Through this, he managed to get a lot of different information, but the most significant one by far was the nudes from Scarlett Johansson, which he then promptly leaked to the internet. This was the first time that something like this had happened to a major celebrity, and it sparked a whole ethical debate about
Maybe I'm not informed as much as I could be, or one usually is in that area, as far as Gmail or emails go in general. But I have to say, from my perspective, that's a different level of hacking. Not only did this man find himself hacking into celebrities' emails based off whatever knowledge that was public, mostly guessing, but taking an educated guess. Otherwise, he'd be there all day if he was just going with what the cat or her dog is named, as opposed to actually thinking, what could it be? He then, while he was in there, he was pre-planning for the future. He didn't just get what y'all had at the moment, but he found out a way. This is impressive. Sorry. He found out a way to have all the emails that you send from that day forwarded to him. That's impressive. Can you imagine that happen today? Can you imagine someone's DMs not only get hacked, but then they start receiving everything that person sends, automatic screenshots, automatically as soon as it gets forward? Oh, that's a different level of hacking. As opposed to, I'm in now, what I see now is all I have. Because the moment this person finds out, they're changing everything, they're going over and above to make sure it doesn't happen again. It's a different level of hacking. Credit where credit is due.
Nudes, seeing other people's nudes without their consent, and most importantly, internet security. That being said, these conversations were not the reason why she was so googled at the time.
No.
The opposite was actually true. People just wanted to see her naked. Luckily for Scarlett, these pictures didn't keep people's attention for too long, and just a month or two later she quickly fell back down the list. Quite a few of the people that appear on the top of this list for a short time are unfortunately actresses that died. And in 2012, the most devastating death of all was most definitely Whitney Houston. Death is always a tragedy, but it's especially tragic when someone who inspired so many people died. So let's take a short moment to respect the dead. In February 2013, Jennifer Lawrence won an Oscar as the Best Actress for her performance in Silver Linings Playbook. She became the second youngest actress to ever win this award. At the same time, she was also mostly known for her performance as Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games movies. These movies were a huge box office success, especially with younger people, making over $3.3 billion worldwide. With Jennifer Lawrence, you had a young, successful actress who was really popular with both boys and girls, so it just made sense that she would reach the top of this list and stay there for a few months. Unfortunately though, she wouldn't stay for too long because soon someone else would take her spot.
Before we touch on who took her spot, I will say from being a fan, it felt like not that her success came overnight by any means. She definitely earned her spot, and I could never even know half of what she had to do because it's hard. But I will say, it just, as a fan, it just felt like she came out of nowhere. And when she did, she came like a storm. Everybody was speaking about her. Everybody's new crush was her. It was like Jennifer Lawrence. Drizzy mentioned her. It was like non-stop Jennifer Lawrence talk. Again, he says he's trying to entertain us but give us knowledge. When he says it wouldn't last long in Hollywood and celebrity time, it did last long. People were speaking Jennifer Lawrence's praises for a minute.
Ariana Grande was an absolute powerhouse on the internet. She started out as a child actress on Nickelodeon and then ended up building herself a hugely successful music career. Because of her career in music, I wasn't too sure if we should include her in this list, but considering that she is still incredibly popular for her acting work, like in Wicked, it wouldn't really make much sense to exclude her. Late 2013 was especially important for Ariana. In June, the show Sam and Cat, where she is one of the two titular characters, premiered. And then, just 2 months later in August, she released her first album, Yours Truly, which debuted at #1 in the Billboard 200. Her hit single, The Way, featuring Mac Miller, was everywhere at the time. Most importantly for the internet though, she was incredibly active on social media and was the most followed account on Instagram at the time, becoming the first to ever reach over 20 million followers. Everyone loved her looks, her vibes, her songs, and even her acting career was doing really well. Once the second Hunger Games movie was released, Jennifer Lawrence managed to surpass Ariana Grande again. The same thing happened again in September 2014 with the third Hunger Games movie. But Ariana quickly took back the top spot both times, and afterwards there was no one who could even get close to our queen. That is until September 2016, when Angelina Jolie made a surprise comeback. In late 2016, Brangelina was over as both stars separated and filed for divorce. This created a huge buzz at the time, but honestly, it's just two people getting divorced, so moving on. After Angelina's couple months on top, it really seemed like Ariana Grande was going back to dominating for a few more years again. But it turns out that wasn't the case, because not too long later, Emma Watson got back on top for 1 month. There are two reasons for her sudden comeback to fame. The first one is that she starred as Belle in the new Beauty and the Beast movie, and the second one is that there was a photo shoot of her topless. And as we've learned by now, the internet loves to goon. After Emma Watson's short stint on top, it was back to Ariana dominating the chart. This was until October 2017, when a new princess was made. In 2017, everyone and their grandmothers were talking about Meghan Markle. This was not because of a great performance in a good movie, but rather because she literally became a princess. It started in early 2017 with rumors about Prince Harry dating Meghan Markle. These rumors led to them publicly announcing their relationship, and by November 2017, they were engaged. Her engagement and subsequent wedding meant that she achieved every little girl's dream. She became a princess by marrying Prince Charming. But of course, becoming a princess also means that you'll get involved in a lot of unnecessary royal family drama. Because of this, her relevance on Google kept high throughout the years. Well, no matter how impressive this is for Meghan Markle, our true queen, Ariana Grande, wasn't gonna let her stay on top for long. Meghan Markle started a 5-year-long streak of Ariana's dominance, where the only person who could ever beat her on this race was Meghan Markle herself. This lasted all the way until 2022, when the unthinkable happened. Zendaya wasn't only the person to end Ariana's 5-year streak on top, but she was also one of only very few women of color to ever reach that position. Let's talk about how she actually managed to reach this astronomical feat. There are 3 main reasons for Zendaya's success. The first and most important one being her appearance in many different, highly acclaimed shows and movies. The most important roles being her role as Rue in Euphoria, the by far most popular show at the time, pulling in over 16.3 million viewers per episode on average for season 2. At the same time, she was also active in movies. Most importantly, Spider-Man No Way Home, one of the highest grossing movies of all time, making over $1.9 billion in the box office. And finally, Dune, the Oscar-winning Best Picture of 2020. The second reason for her success is that she's a Gen Z beauty icon. Not only is she extremely fashionable, but many Gen Z also consider her one of the most beautiful women on earth. The final reason for her success, specifically in early 2022, is that by the end of the previous year, Tom Holland and Zendaya made their relationship public. And let's just say they are the cutest celebrity couple in the world. Unfortunately for Zendaya though, just a few months later in April 2022, the biggest celebrity controversy of the last decade took place, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. The entirety of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trials were live streamed online. This was the biggest trial since the OJ trials to be publicized, and all of this happened during a time where everyone was stuck at home due to the pandemic. In other words, the whole world was watching. Unfortunately for Amber Heard, she made a complete fool out of herself on the internet, and she became the world's biggest villain for a few months. As the trial came to an end and the hype died down, Millie Bobby Brown, an actress that we haven't seen yet, took the top spot. Millie Bobby Brown was only 18 in 2022 when she reached that position. Her fame started from her appearance as 11 in Netflix's trademark show, Stranger Things. Stranger Things was the most Googled show at the time, but what really put Millie Bobby Brown on top was not just the show itself, but also her somewhat questionable relationship with Drake. The actress was known to be texting Drake daily since she was 14. While both Millie and Drake denied that anything inappropriate was happening between them, it was enough to spark rumors about their relationship. Her huge success from Stranger Things, combined with these nasty rumors, are the perfect formula for internet fame. Her reign at the top did not last for too long though, as Jenna Ortega quickly took that away from her and started a reign of dominance. Jenna Ortega is proof for changing demographics. In the past, starring as the lead in a TV show was not as prestigious as starring in a movie. But Jenna Ortega is proof that nowadays TV shows have a lot more impact on pop culture, as she personally became the most Googled actress for many months in 2022, almost purely due to her performance on Netflix's Wednesday. Her performances on You and Fallout already set her up as a promising new young actress, and getting the lead role in Netflix's Wednesday was the final piece in her puzzle to success. Not only was Wednesday the most popular TV show at the time, reaching over 130 million monthly Google searches at its peak, as you can see in our video about the most popular TV shows of all time, but her iconic dance moves in the show also spawned a TikTok dance trend. Her iconic looks, combined with her great acting abilities and the TikTok fame, kept her on top for quite a long time, making it seem like she was going to be the next tyrant of this chart race. Unfortunately for her though, our queen Ariana was not gonna let it slide. In April 2023, Ariana Grande takes back the top spot, and to this day she has yet to let go of that position. This chart race really is proof for how big the genius of Ariana Grande and her team's marketing is. Ever since she's released her first single, she's basically been dominating this chart. I mean, sure, there were some moments where others would take the top spot for a couple months here and there, but no one even got close to the amount of time on top that Ariana did. And the craziest part of it all is that today we live in a very individualized world. A world where everyone's social media algorithms show them different things. And it's never been easier than today to find your fandom. Yet still, in a world that is as split as this, Ariana Grande somehow manages to consistently keep the top spot. Well, anyway, if there is one thing the world has taught me, it's that no one can keep that spot forever. So who do you think is going to be the one to end Ariana's reign of dominance? Personally, I think it's gonna be Zendaya. Or who knows, maybe someone completely new. If you want to find out, how about you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. We'll create an updated version of and until then, we'll have so much more interesting content for you. Thank you for watching.
I've seen so many names I thought he would cover. We're looking at Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Aniston, Anna Taylor-Joy. I really enjoy her work. She definitely could have been a prospect for one of those people to take over and run it for a little bit. I think her choice of movies, although she's been careful, whoever's helping her, management, mom, whoever, momager, whoever it is, maybe it's all on her. She's definitely been careful picking her roles. Sometimes you can be too careful picking your roles, and you haven't spread your pieces across the board enough to say you're still in this game, technically. But she's good. Millie Bobby, of course, he covered. Margaret Robbie, I don't see the name now, but I know I've seen it earlier. Didn't even touch base with her. Nicole Kidman, she's been around. Julia Roberts, great actresses. But as far as taking that top spot ahead of Ariana Grande, see, the thing is, she's a woman of many hats. She's a knockout. So she has pretty. So she has looks. That's what most people are going to even attempt to give her a listen for. So she has looks. But then she can actually sing. Like Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga went on tour with Tony Bennett. I mean, what more can I say? But she can sing. Her penmanship, I don't know if she does it by herself. Most likely she doesn't. But it's not bad. It's not bad. I've enjoyed songs from her. Dangerous Woman. I've enjoyed songs that I'm like, this is good. This feels like good penmanship. And she can act. She's selling tickets, so they'll keep giving her scripts. She can act. Child star from Disney. Comes from that world of acting. So she's one of the few. She's one of the rarities, but she's what I strive to be. Knock them out in all fields. Why not? Do the Will Smith. Do the Jamie Foxx. They've all opened that lane. They've done it. Someone else can too. Another good name, Anne Hathaway. Great prospects.